Let's turn your squat from this into this with one easy fix. As you probably already well know, squats are a great way of improving our strength and power. They've been shown time and time again to help with things like sprinting performance, jump height, and all those good qualities that we need to be able to do on the pitch. So if you can't do it, you're obviously at a disadvantage. The obvious question is, what does a good squat look like? Well, what you should be able to see is a good amount of bend at ankle, knee and hip, and I sit really low into that squat. What you might end up seeing is people who don't really bend at the ankle, knee and hip, and they just kind of fold in half. Now this is usually caused by really poor range of motion in the ankles. As we know, with football, there are a lot of ankle injuries. It's a really common injury in the sport. So that's obviously going to have a knock-on effect. And if we get really poor range of motion in our ankles, it's going to affect things like our squat performance. So how can we fix it? This simple foam wedges that you can place underneath your heels as you squat. You can also use things like plates and little discs that sometimes you might see people squatting with them underneath their heels. Now, why is that important? Well, rather than me telling you, let me just show you. Now watch the difference when I squat with my heels raised versus without. I'll start without. You can see I can actually get quite low in my squat already. I've been doing this for a long time. But when I raise my heels, look how low I can get. I'm all the way down to the bottom. You can see my knees come further forward, but it just takes the strain off the body having to try and bend through those ankles. So if you've got poor ankle range of motion, it's a great, easy fix. Now you can pick up those wedges and those blocks relatively cheap online, but you can just use a weight plate like this one, or even the tiny little 2.5 kg ones that you often see in gyms. It just needs to be something that's safe and sturdy and not going to slide around when we have our heels on it and we're going into that squat pattern. Okay, now this is a really simple fix. It's a really good way of helping you get that extra depth in your squat. And if you are somebody that struggles with that, if you have poor range of motion in your ankles, give this trick a go. I promise you will see a massive difference. Now in the next video, we're actually going to look at a good way of testing your ankle range of motion, and an exercise is going to help improve it. So stick around and I will catch you in the next one.